Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Seftimor Podcast. I hope everyone's having a great night, great week. Haven't been here for a minute, not that long, but just wanted to give you a breakdown on what's been going on. Fasting, weight loss, all that, not put on hold, but maintaining while making new progress in the gym. So not worried about that, but I am worried about fasting in general because I had a crazy, July 4th week. Had the holiday, the actual holiday during the week, then had cookouts and stuff on the weekend. So didn't want to be, weird or anything. So I partook in all the festivities that come with July 4th, the 4th of July week. And then I tried to get back on track, kind of did. And then I went to Orlando for a business trip, which was incredible. Went to Epcot. If you followed my Instagram, you saw me doing Instagram stories for the first time, which I'm still not good at. So it wasn't everything that I want to continue it. I liked that. I loved doing it. Someone actually asked me, are you going to do any IRL streams? And I knew things would be hectic. So I said, no, I would just do the Instagram stories. So if you check that out, I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here. So streaming. Streaming is going to resume. I am going to be doing 2 hours, maybe 3, maybe if see how things go. Things are going back, so I'm going to get back into it. The only thing that I worry about is that it might put a halt on this. I'm not going to do that, and it only takes 10 minutes for me to record because I have my script in front of me, as you all know. So we'll see how these things go, and we'll just play it by ear and see. But articles should be coming back out. I'm going to finish my positive thoughts series probably shortly. I'm think I'm pretty almost done on where I want to go. I got to look at my outline here, but then I'm going to continue on. Only thing that's bothering me is I want to get back into fiction writing. I want to get back into horror writing because I feel that a lot of things that I always go to two ends of the spectrum. I love writing motivational content. I love writing journaling how I want to be. Love journaling how I want to keep myself accountable for the things that I do and the way that I want to be. And sometimes when I keep writing, like when I was pumping out the positive thoughts series really quick, I start feeling like a little bit of a fraud. Not a fraud, but I start feeling that I'm preachy. That's a better word. Because I mean, as you say these things, as I always tell you that I journal these things because I want to be able to internalize this, and it's my journal, and if I slip, I'm going to tell you, and if I succeed, I'm going to tell you that as well. But with fiction, it's just a little more creative because I think there's so much positive content out there. There's so much positivity that you could find anywhere. But I feel that I can write about the darker side of things, not the darker side of things to where like I love horror, so I would definitely write a horror story. So I could just go, a little bit more of the culture and write just more freely, I guess, because I'd be making characters and all that. And if you read any of my short stories, I struggle because of my weight, which is going away, but I struggle with like sleep apnea. So I wrote a horror story about that. I struggled with not going to see my grandmother as much as I should. So I wrote a story about that. But when you read, it's not actually what's happening. Obviously, if you read my sleep apnea story, there's not a monster putting his hand on my throat, but it's just like ideas, and it feels cool coming from a place of like, okay, this is something in my life, and let me create a story out of it, a fictional story, mind you. So tonight, that was long, but it's been a while. So let's get into why we're all here. My second post in my series of positive thoughts: overcome failure and be successful. Our mental state is derived from our thoughts. Control the thoughts, control life. Self-talk used in the right direction ensures the brain stays positive. The experiences we have, good or bad, are determined in our mind. Thoughts and emotions are one and the same. Sometimes they get illogical. How many times have we had horrible conversations with ourselves? I'm such an idiot. No one can count on me. Or the worst, I don't want to live anymore. How many times have we blown an event out of proportion, something that wasn't even major to our life in the long run? You hear that voice answering the questions I just asked? Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to your self-talk. As we go about our day, we do a lot of things that are irrational. We repeat this process, even though we know it is wrong. Additionally, we do not feel our emotions gradually becoming negative from these adverse thoughts. The thoughts are not always out in the open. They're not waving their hands in front of your face telling you, hey, we're here. Some of the time, the thoughts are faint, yet they still drag us down. You can be in the middle of a project and think, I'm not good at this. Why do I even try doing this? Or dwell on the fact that what we're doing isn't good enough. This process will leave us in a miserable state. In fact, these negative thoughts will have us feeling crippled and powerless. Sometimes even psyching us out so much we have a panic attack from worry. None of this will make your life any better. As long as they are there, you are at odds with yourself. If you repeat this kind of self-talk, the smallest problems seem like the biggest. We have adapted our lives to think that these thoughts are normal, so much so that the negativity flows through us on autopilot. We never stop and think about how this is affecting us every day. Thus, when the day is complete and we are ready for bed, our body floods with even more anxiety at all the stuff we did not do. Let's take a simple example like mowing the lawn. It's one of those scorching hot days. Work was overwhelming and your commute home sucked. The entire day you built anxiety over having to go home and finish this task. We know that the chore is only going to take 15 to 30 minutes to complete. Not to mention, we bought a riding lawnmower last year and don't even need to be exerting any physical effort. Our chore list is massive, and this is only one of the things we need to get done. Cutting the grass is nothing major, but these small chores add up in our brain to be something massive. When we then neglect the important things, becoming weakened by life instead of invigorated by it. Why do we oppose these things in our lives? It is because we have built up a scenario for ourselves that is shrouded in negativity. The phantom that is holding us back from enjoying our lives is in our brain. It is setting up roadblocks from a positive, fulfilled life. I wrote this because you let things drag you down instead of just doing. And this is a lot of being in the present moment and your self-talk. I was listening to a podcast just today with Joe Dispenza, and he's talking about, he has proven scientific facts that these emotions that we go through when we put our brain through, when we put ourselves through, are actually physically affecting us. So next time, you gotta keep that, which I'm going to go into tomorrow in the next installment of this. That's why I'm doing this series, kind of giving you a little bit, and then giving these bite-sized chunks of articles and podcasts here. So we'll get back to it tomorrow, but in the meantime, let me know in the comments how negative self-talk can affect you, or positive self-talk. And remember that these things are going to be, the weight of these things are going to be judged by how we are talking, how we see them, how we view every single day. And gratitude could be something like, I have to mow the lawn and I want to do it, but thank God you have a lawn. You got something, you have something to mow, something to, some people don't have that. Some people aren't as fortunate to have a yard or a house or things like that. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for listening. Follow me on any of the platforms that I post on, seftimorlive.com, the blog right here, medium.com if you prefer that for your reading pleasure. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Mixer, at Seftimor, and also my podcast is anchor.fm/Seftimor. So Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe so you get all the updates when the new videos are live. Leave me a message in the comments to let me know what you felt about this article as we continue it. I'm going to start writing the next installment tomorrow. See you again soon. Peace.